Welcome to Coach on the Couch. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski. Coach on the Couch presented today by Bear Performance Marketing. Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing, your full service partner for strategic resources, brand development, social media, marketing, promotions. They streamline the whole thing for maximum results. Bear Performance Marketing. And speaking of some performance, we're going to talk to Kaukauna's head coach, Matt Binsfeld, about Friday's performance. But first, Coach, just remind us how many years you've been coaching football and what keeps you coming back every year?
Well, thanks for having me on the show. I believe I've been coaching 22 years. I've been a head coach. This is my 15th year of being a head coach. So it's been a long time. And what keeps me coming back, obviously, it's the kids and the relationship with kids. And at some level, I'm a school counselor, but I'm a teacher, and I love teaching the game to the kids and being involved with the ups and downs of the seasons and the relationships that you build with those kids it's really special. What's funny is I have college classmates who are in all walks of life, and they all ask me about my job and what I'm doing, coaching kind of thing. And they do all kinds of things and make a lot more money than I do, but they want to know about my job. So I think I'm pretty fortunate to be doing what I'm doing.
Well, and as a spectator, Coach, I won't hesitate to say that over those 20 plus years, you have gotten through those kids most of the time.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
We tried. Thank you.
So far, you got it. Well, what a game on Friday over at Fond du Lac. We'll kind of fast forward to the second half as we recap that game. You had trailed by as many as 9 in the game. They got one past you there in the final 30 seconds to retake the lead, and kind of a wild back and forth fourth quarter. I want to come back to something in a bit, but let's talk about Kavanaugh's performance. Your place kicker, offensively, you're able to get the ball down the field, and each play seemed to be better than the next as far as getting Kavanaugh into a situation where he felt comfortable. Just tell us about offensively and throwing the ball and getting that field position to get off a successful field goal, being down by 3. Sorry.
Yeah, at the end of the game there, it was so what factored in hugely. And I go back to we talked with my coaching staff that we probably should have tried to let them score at the end of the game to preserve some more time. There's only been a few times in those 22 years where those situations have come up, but we probably should have allowed them to score as easily as possible to save some time. But what made the whole thing go was some penalties at the end after they had scored, which put the kickoff on about the 12-yard line, which allowed us to return it to the 40 or so going in. And with only a few seconds left with one timeout, we were able to position it and get the field goal kicked. And obviously they iced our kicker. We had made it, by a mile right down the middle, and then they iced it. And the second one was much closer. So it was a wild finish. And our kids, we told them it was going to be a close game. We thought, despite the way we had looked throughout the season a little bit to the start of our season, that we were coming around and we would be in the thing at the end. We were down 15-0 to start the game, to be honest with you. And but our kids were believing, and we knew how important the game was. So at the end of the game there, we were ready. The kids were, ready to execute. We knew what we had to do. We do 2-minute drill and practice every week kind of thing. So we were ready for the situation, and very proud of those kids for the way they came through.
And Kavanaugh Weinberg is who I'm talking about. What did he show you in practice and his performances up to that point that he was ready for that moment on Friday night?
Yeah, so Kavanaugh is one of our main guys. He'll be our only 4-year letter winner on the team, and he is not a dominating physical specimen by any means. He's not very big. He's not the fastest kid on our team, but he is a smart, savvy football player that knows how to find windows and coverages. He understands our offense so well. I think he's one of the top guys in Division II in receptions just from understanding things. And that's what we're running, a sophomore quarterback here who has never played a varsity football game before this year. So Kavanaugh's done a lot to help him out, but his understanding of the game is really the difference. And then when he can turn around and kick as well, it's something else. I mean, he is a weapon for us, kicking the ball both on kickoffs and on field goals and things like that. It turned out to be the difference in the game. We had talked to our kids couple of years ago, Fond du Lac was at our place, and we were in kind of a similar situation where we really needed a win to be in contention for a playoff spot. And we made about a 30-some yard field goal and had to hang on at the end. And this game was very similar. And we talked about that we believed this game was going to be similar to that one.
If Kavanaugh didn't have a date for homecoming prior to Friday, he's probably have no troubles now.
There's one guy you don't have to worry about having a date, and that's Kavanaugh Weinberg.
So. Good. We'll check him off the list. You mentioned that penalty. So after their extra point that put them up by 3, we had a skirmish, we had an ejection. How do you, whether it's that scenario or others that you've had in the past, how do you keep your kids' heads straight after something emotional like that happens?
Yeah, it's really hard because the kids want to react to those kind of things, and there was plenty of trash talk in the game from both sides. We were guilty of it as well. So really just saying, hey, we're on a mission here. We have something bigger than trying to get back at a specific kid and all of that kind of stuff. Like, we knew the mission and what this game meant to us and our chances when you drop 2 non-conference games in our new playoff system. Your back is against the wall here to do this. So we were very clear with the kids what this game meant and what it was going to take. And so, I'm not saying we were perfect at it, but our kids kept their composure and kept the focus, which allowed us to win at the end of the game. So,
talk about somewhat of the finish. I mean, we're past the halfway pole now, and you mentioned playoffs. We're headed towards a finish. You've got 4 games left. Every game is a challenge. I'll give you that, and I'll save you some of the coach speak. But week 6 and week 9 look like winnable type games. In between there, of course, is Kimberly and Appleton North. How do you view these final 4 games of the season?
Well, getting right back to coach speak, it's one at a time kind of thing. So we know we have to win some games in these last 4 to be in the playoffs, and we've said it's playoff football every single week. And I think when you look at what Oshkosh West did against Neenah, being ahead most of that game, there's no freebies, and Appleton East is a better team, and Appleton North and Kimberly speak for themselves. So we have our work cut out for us. I'm not great about thinking about all of them at once. That sounds a little overwhelming. So we were just pretty well focused on Oshkosh West this week and trying to put our best foot forward there, because I would say they're the best 0-5 team in the state. And they've got some guys. So we're really trying to keep it week to week, but our kids know the situation. Like, in the back of their head, we want a 10th game and a chance at a 10th game. So we know we have to get the games we can get for sure.
Talking to Kaukauna football coach Matt Binsfeld, presented today by Bear Performance Marketing. So let's talk about Oshkosh West a little more in depth, and we'll finish with that. You get the game at home, so let's start with that. What is your advantage in your home stadium?
It's a big one. We feel like at the Bank of Kaukauna Stadium we have a major advantage. Everything's more comfortable. Everything's like, we know the routine inside and out. Whenever you go to someone else's place, it's always a little different. Like, our warm-up got off at Fond du Lac just because of the timing. Just there's a lot of little things that just keep the energy right and the focus right in your team. And being at home, every kid knows how every minute is going to go leading up to that game and all of that. Plus, our home crowd is usually pretty good, and we have some great support from our community and our students. So we love having that there. And like I said, it's the most comfortable place for our kids to play. We think it's a big advantage.
Part of your job is to harness, in this case, last week's energy and the excitement of an overtime win at Fond du Lac, and then turn it into Friday's home game against Oshkosh West. What is your expectation of your team in the first quarter? Because that's really where you get to set the tone on the game.
Yeah. Well, we have to, early in the season, you always talk about making as few mistakes as possible, but I think that's applicable to the beginning of any game. Like, for us, the snap has been a problem from time, just the QB center exchange. We had 6 bad snaps against Neenah, which allowed us to do nothing in the game. So I think it's really the fundamentals first. We need to get an idea of what their game plan is right out of the gate and execute and take the easy things that we can take right away. I think that's really it. I think if we get going, we'll be fine. But Oshkosh West is a tough team to get things going. I think they're going to be hard to get the ball back from, and they play really physical defense as well. So I think just showing that we can move the ball and get a punt out of them early would be great.
Lastly, Coach, we'll end with this. I'll give you the floor to talk to your home fans. We talk about that home game, and so important to for the community to come out, whether it's thanking the fans that are already going to the game or talking to the other ones that are deciding what to do on this Friday night.
Yeah, they should definitely be there. It's going to be an entertaining game. There's some great athletes on both sides, and you know what our kids are doing is special, and they're all going to want to see that for themselves. From a group of kids that weren't predicted to do very much, and a young team, we are coming into our own at the right time of the year kind of thing. And if anybody watched the game last week, we were pretty fun to watch. And we hope to be again this week.
I was in a lightning delay. I did nothing but watch. It was great fun. Coach Matt Binsfeld, Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts, and Oshkosh West on Friday night. Coach, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Need a game plan that delivers marketing victories? Bear Performance Marketing is your full-service partner for strategic success. Offering comprehensive solutions that include brand development, social media marketing, branded products, and digital marketing. The goal is to streamline every aspect of marketing while maximizing results. With a focus on clear, transparent communication and a driven team ready to hustle, Bear Performance Marketing is your partner for marketing that outperforms the competition. Learn more at bearpm.com.